With the Empress of the Six of Cups, they are just like super devotional, literally. They are someone who wants to keep bringing gifts and offerings. And hello, Scorpios, welcome back to my channel. We are doing your reading today. Watch this if you're Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And yes, before we get started, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Really helps me out a lot. And check out all the information that you may need is in the description box. I still have some 2023 personalized astrology and tarot prediction spots open, so that will be in the description box. I think it's still early bird because we're still in October. Yeah, starting November and then December it's gonna be like regular price. So now if you're booking in October, it's still, I believe, early bird discount. So it's your 2023 prediction, includes your astrology, your tarot. So I've been doing, I think, that prediction since 2020, since 2019, something like that. So I do it every year for the year ahead. So yeah, check that out. All the other readings, classes, stuff like that in the description box as well. And anyway, guys, let's get started. Let's just see what we're going to experience soon. Well, also we have eclipses pretty much. It's already next week. We're gonna have first solar eclipse, which is a very interesting one because solar eclipse really is a new moon on steroids. So we have new moon of Scorpio, solar eclipse. We have Venus very close to that solar eclipse as well, also in Scorpio. So we have Sun in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio. Venus burned also right now by the Sun. New moon of Scorpio. A lot going on. It's a lot, really. Energetically, I would need to do like a whole other, maybe I'll do for my other channel astrology video about all this. But I would just say I don't look at eclipses as something negative, mainly because, you know, the way eclipses play out, it's never really positive or negative. It's very faded. That's what it is. So it could be, of course, a lot of sudden events, energy shifts, but in my opinion, it's more like depending on also where you are with your consciousness, with your spiritual work, with your practices. Most of the time it's just an opportunity to vibrate even higher, to shift to even better reality. That's my view of eclipses. I don't like, even if eclipse, let's say, like many astrologers sort of talk about how, oh my god, this eclipse has aspects from this and from that and it's so difficult and so heavy. You know, yeah, sure, eclipse like aspects could be hard, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something negative. It could be just a cleansing. It could be just maybe suddenly you had let's say a pattern, very painful pattern in your relationships, or something in your thinking, something in the evolution of your soul which you were trying over and over again to release, to let go, but you kept, you know, manifesting same situation, same pain. It could be just that actually this eclipse just basically releases you from that. And it's something that I think I'm kind of repeating myself here because I've seen this energy even before with Scorpios, that it's like the old timeline is not there anymore. There is like this big shift that you guys are experiencing. And again, for different people, you're in a different place on this journey, but basically, yeah. So I don't look at it when it's like, oh my god, so negative. There's been so many positive events astrologers been predicting, and not much has happened, to be honest, either. So whenever people say, oh my god, this eclipse is so difficult, blah blah blah, hide your kids, hide your wife, kind of thing, like, I'm like, no, not necessarily. It's not playing out like that. And of course, then in November, we'll have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is your relationship house. We'll talk about this a little later. But yeah, eclipse season starting. Halloween's coming up. Mars retrograde's coming up. So yeah, we're gonna have fun. Anyway, I don't know, the cards are shuffling, but nothing's coming out. I guess we needed a good shuffle. Let's see. Your first card, Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, you guys are gonna be so busy with work soon. Six of Cups. We're gonna look at you and your person. Not doing reversals today. Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Tower. We have High Priest. Tower card, right? All the readers usually say Tower. It's not a Scorpio reading if there is no Tower card. Again, Tower card is not bad either. We'll clarify everything. Let's just see your person. Okay, we have Ten of Wands. Oh my god, your person. We have King of Cups. Okay, what are the cards? It's too many cards. Yeah, it's too many cards. Sorry, guys. Let's reshuffle. There's a lot of cards want to come out. Maybe your person's been holding themselves back and now they're going to have some kind of outburst. Well, not outburst in a bad way. Maybe like they suddenly will be like telling you something. I don't know, just being very active or something. Okay. Something else wants to come out. Hold on. Okay, 801. Yeah. So what I'm getting here with this energy overall is that if especially there's been a feeling of stuckness, can you say that? If you've been feeling stuck, especially when it has to do with a relationship, a lot of things gonna be starting to move very, very fast with 8 of Wands. This could be travel, communication. This could be things, even if it's not like travel or communication, it could be it's just things are picking up. A lot of things happening maybe even too fast for your liking, especially if it has to do with also spiritual matters, level of commitment, level of seriousness in the relationship. I do see that there is someone who wants to hold on to a situation. It could be you, could be your person too, where it's like, let's hold on to this. Let's not throw this out. Again, apply this as it resonates. Now, let's look at you and your person. So first and foremost, if you haven't been so busy lately, if you've been maybe you had too much time on your hands, maybe you were super invested in the connection with your person, but you sort of like put work aside, I think this is going to be shifting because I see you with the 8 of Pentacles really, really starting to focus on work up to a degree. I feel like where maybe now it's like tables turning. Maybe your person was very busy with work, with other responsibilities, which I don't think they are lying about because 10 of Wands is showing up on their end. So they have like a lot on their plate, a lot of things they're dealing with. So now I think the tables could turn where you might put the connection, I don't want to say in the back burner, but you have other things to do as well. So I feel like this is shifting. So they should have appreciated your undivided attention and all of this energy you were giving them while you were giving that to them. Not to say you're not giving it to them anymore, but I do feel like work, I'm getting like a feeling where I feel like it's going to be more so in the month of November, to be honest, even though we are looking at eclipse energies. Eclipse just by itself is a better time to sort of prioritize your healing, rest, not take any crazy, chances. Give yourself more healing, more rest, like take care of your body better. That's usually a recommendation for eclipse. Have yourself in high vibration. But I think maybe after the eclipse, I feel like it's maybe after the Halloween season, you will be very, very focused on different projects. I feel like you have this tremendous desire to put your life in order. So it's weird because, right, it's Mars retrograde that's going to start. So, it could be the time where you realize that there's a lot of things you want to revise. You want to maybe do some work on your house, on yourself, some projects that you have an idea how to put things, basically how to make things happen. And it's interesting because you get also the 6 of Cups and the Fool here, which both of these cards, if you look at them, both of these cards have a white flower in them, which I don't believe. I would have to double check, but I don't believe there is any other cards apart from these two that have white flower in them. I would have to double check on this. I teach this stuff in my tarot class, but I'm not sure about this one actually, because the Fool starts his journey. It's innocence, right? It's purity. And he's about to start his journey into this world. Now 6 of Cups is also a different kind of card. There's no water in those cups like another cups card, right? So here this white flower symbolizes almost like maybe a reset. Like there is a feeling of innocence brought back to your relationships. Maybe you decide that all the baggage that you've had before, all these different negative experiences you've had, maybe I feel like for some of you, you decide to give somebody a chance here where you're like, listen, you're not responsible for what other people have done to me. Yes, sure, maybe, many Scorpios would resonate, right, with the being lied to, cheated, betrayed, whatever, let down, or just even if no one did anything too bad to you, the whole idea of being disappointed, sort of jaded in love, because People just let you down, even if they don't do anything bad to you, but they fall short somehow maybe of your expectation, because Scorpios put a lot of value in their relationships. Sometimes, yes, there could be even unrealistic expectations with Pisces in the 5th house, where there is over idealization, over romanticization, of partners. And with Taurus in the 7th house, where there's so much value that's being put in a relationship, so much value, like it's so important to you. Of course, there's going to be high standards. Of course, there are going to be high expectations, right? So maybe like all these disappointments you had, all this different stuff you had, you're like, let me give this person a fair chance, to express themselves before, like, let me give them, benefit of the doubt and see. And just observe, not decide that they are perfect yet, not decide that, they're just like everyone else and they're going to screw everything up just like everyone else. Giving them, I feel like, a fair chance. So maybe you're giving somebody a second chance here, or maybe, again, it doesn't have to be anybody coming back or anything. Maybe it's just a completely new energy. It depends. What I'm seeing here is more so where you bring innocence back to your life, and I feel like to your romantic connections, where it's just you recognize the beauty in them, you recognize the purity. You don't try so much to look for faults or negatives. You decide to give something here a fair chance. You decide to open your heart to someone. You decide basically to, instead of maybe projecting or instead of assuming, you're like, okay, let me just be honest about how I feel. Let me ask them honestly before I decide something. Let me clarify, let me verify, let me get to know them better before I write them off and decide who they are. Because I feel like somebody might have been hurt here because you did not trust them, or because you kind of put them in the same box or under the same label as everyone else, and they felt this was not fair to them, because they were like, what did I do to you? Why do you say this to me? And I do think they might have done something. It wasn't so huge, but maybe it was something they said, something that triggered you, like a red flag. And again, this might all be true, the things you've seen and the things you've decided on. But I feel like if you're honest with yourself, for people who resonate with this, the red flag, even though it was there, and yes, maybe they did say something stupid, or maybe something in their behavior, you caught something basically that, when Scorpio gets triggered, like something, you're very sensitive to triggers, and you're like, okay, this is it, right? So something, yes, it might have been true, it might have been something you need to pay attention to, but it's not necessarily like, this is it, you're just like my ex who maybe liked hot chocolate instead of coffee. This is it. You're just like my ex. And I'm making, of course, stupid example here, but like you saw something maybe that reminded you of the past, and you're like, you're just like that person. This is it. You're gonna be like that. So it's not, I don't feel like it's very fair to them, because I feel like, what's not, like, being honest here with the King of Cups, they are coming up with this intention and with this emotion to love you. They have this big heart, they are very sensitive, they have a lot to give. But I do feel like if, let's say, you feel like this person with the 4 of Cups here started at some point maybe not pushing you, I'm not seeing that, but maybe being not as expressive as they used to be, or maybe with the 4 of Cups closing off, because here we have somebody with crossed legs, crossed feet here. It has to do with them really being disappointed in the way I feel like you perceive them. They are like, it's, if you think about it, right, and in all honesty, it's not very pleasant when somebody accuses you of things or decides that you are a horrible human being. Like, if we put ourselves in another person's shoes, right? I do get, like, right, it's all valid, and very often people are suspicious for a reason and whatever. But Scorpio, sometimes, honestly, if you're not careful, you can easily overdo that. But I'm just getting that, like, if they treated you also like if you were maybe overly critical of this person or overly suspicious or something, again, you might have had a valid reason, but I'm getting that maybe you went a little bit too far with, I don't know, something. Maybe it's just a message for someone. But yeah, I get that this could be the reason why a person's closing off. So I don't feel like they're in that space. We'll clarify in a moment. I don't feel like they're going to be in space forever, because it's more like showing, like, listen, I don't like this. That's their way of showing that they don't like something you did. And yes, there is something with the Ten of Wands here where it's a lot also that they are dealing with. Now let's go forward. With the Six of Pentacles over here, I feel like you're learning how to be more balanced in your judgments, in how much energy you give, how much you receive. You're learning how to find that balance. You might have had unbalance, lack of balance, maybe even in this connection, maybe even in how much this connection, like how much space this connection takes in your life versus your other responsibility, how much of your time you give to this person versus how much time you give to yourself or even your other projects or family, friends, other people. And of course, obviously when we date someone, when we're in love with someone, of course this is a person gonna take more space than, let's say, I don't know, your cousin who you speak with only like once every few weeks or once a week or something like that. I get it, but there's something here about the balance that needs to be there, because I feel like what can cause issues is when there is lack of balance. Because with the Tower card, I'm getting, if you, let's say you've had some kind of sudden falling out with a person, or if there was suddenly like, you know, you were going certain way with a person and then boom, a Tower moment of some sort came in and, you know, everything had to rebalance itself. I actually see this here as a good thing, because like if you had maybe even a fight or some kind of falling out briefly with this person, I don't see like huge separation. So if you haven't been talking for like years, I don't think it's a message for you. It's more like few weeks, few months, maybe something like that. I think in a way, like it's like the universe, as basic as it sounds, brought that Tower moment, because what they were trying to make you do is to realize that this, you know, there needs to be healthy balance. And again, maybe it's between you and this person, how much you give, how much you receive, right? Maybe it's about this relationship and other things in your life. You need to, you know, even though we can be madly in love with someone, we still need to, you know, make money. We need to, with the High Priestess, actually, it's not even so much about money in your case, even though, of course, it's important, but maybe your spirituality. Maybe you had certain practices, let's say you practice yoga, you do some kind of meditation, you know, there's some kind of spiritual stuff you do, right, that keeps you balanced, keeps you an elevated Scorpio, right, not the Scorpio, you know, that's like crazy just all the time or something like that. And the universe is like, nah, you need to get back into your balance, into your spiritual balance, into your feminine energy balance, for those of you who are feminine. So I do feel like it's interesting, because on the end of your person, they actually are very looking forward to be with you. I'm getting here with Three of Wands, but with the Moon card, they do have some fears of, like there is some fears they have. We will find out more about this, I'm not sure, but which has to do with this Tower moment. And with the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like for you, if you're in a balanced space with your spirituality, with yourself, they are more than willing to give you, again, I don't see Knight of Pentacles as a slow moving knight. I get it more like stable, maybe a little boring sometimes, but it could be, honestly, but it's more of a stable energy. Okay, how should we do this? Which deck? Continue going with this one or no? I'm thinking, one moment. I'm not sure if this should be the deck we continue going with. Yes, because I'm gonna take another deck. Hold on. I went to look for another deck and I realized I just want to do this. Okay, actually, let's keep going with this deck. We'll keep this Eight of Wands here. Let's see. Let's go a little bit forward, see how this all connects. We have Justice again. Yeah, look at this balance. Ace of, look, oh my god, Six of Cups, King of Cups, and Ace of Cups. This is so cute. This is a very cute reading. We also have Five of Pentacles. Oh yeah, I see. Okay. We have, oh, Two of Cups. This is so cute. Very cute reading. Yeah, look at this. Wheel of Fortune, clarifying Tower and the Moon. So yeah, there was some faded, I feel like, divine intervention. If for some of you here are like, oh, how come, you know, like, why me and this person, like, I don't know, had to go through, maybe we didn't talk for a week or whatever. I feel like it's divinely brought or something. And, oh, let's lose Judgment. Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So the way I see this connecting is like this. With Justice card, it is important. I see maybe one of you is also dealing with, again, maybe for some of you only, either legal issues, some kind of paperwork, some kind of maybe separation from a previous partner, just for some of you. So I do feel like there needs to be a resolution on both of your ends, with you some kind of work projects, money, and with them with some kind of issues they're dealing with. Or it could be just like, yes, you both could be very busy people with a lot on your plate, and you're learning how to basically not let this, you know, also get you into a different kind of off balance. So learning how to find balance, how to make things fair to everyone is a big learning lesson here. Now with the Ace of Cups, I mean, this is like undeniable. You have feelings for them, you give them, I feel like especially also like for those of you who resonate with the whole idea of giving a person a chance and not suspecting, not projecting, not thinking that they're gonna be just like everyone else who did this and this and that to you, giving them that clean slate. You know, we have here the white flower, and we have here also this white dove of peace. If you can do this, I feel like, you know, the love could just be amazing. It could be really beautiful love, beautiful experience. Now the issue here with the Five of Pentacles is that for you, I you know what it is? I think for you it's easier to start with not even start with clean slate, but I feel like Scorpio can get very angry and can sometimes maybe even suspect a person of a lot of things, you know, or whatever. But then when you realize you made a mistake, for you it's very easy to just give another chance and let's try again, sort of, or at least so you think. And if, let's say, this person is like closed off and not fully opening up to you, you feel like, oh my God, it's gonna be this way forever. It feels you feel very left out in the cold, I feel like, when this person pulls back their energy. However, I do feel like, again, with balancing this connection, there's beautiful things here that could happen, because you both, I feel like, want this here. And also with the Wheel of Fortune, clarifying the Tower and the Moon, there is certain doubts that they have to resolve within themselves. There are certain Tower moments that happened, I feel like they were also fated, meant to be, because you were guided to understand some lessons, understand something about yourself, go through some kind of, I feel like, spiritual growth in a way where, again, it's not about, oh, letting go and like waiting or not waiting or detaching, not that kind of lesson. More of like something, like it almost feels like a culmination of different relationships, of different love lessons, because of probably also of this whole Sun Kazemi and the eclipses and the South Node in Scorpio and the North Node Uranus, you know, the Mars conjunction that happened in the summer. Something meant to almost like find its culminating point and then resolve. I hope it kind of makes sense. This is a different energy, not this kind of like generic lesson people always say, oh, you were meant to learn how to detach during separation, or this, not that kind of stuff. No. More of like, there's something within you that had to shift, different perspectives, something had to integrate, something had to almost like get active. And I'm not sure, it's like, I don't want to get too specific here because it's general, right, energy. But basically, yeah, that's my point. And with the Judgment card here, High Priestess to the Knight of Pentacles, I do feel like we need to, with the Judgment card, trust our own intuition, our guidance, and trust that we are guided where we need to be. Let's see what's underneath Three of Pentacles. Yeah, if you can decide to give something a fair chance here, I feel like situation can really be beautiful. So what are we going to do? We're going to clarify some cards in this reading, and we're going to keep going in the extended. We got really, like, you know, on point from the beginning here. So let's see. What I want to clarify is Ten of Wands. What is this your person dealing with? Because I think for some of you, they are not really telling you what they are dealing with. Let's see what they are dealing with. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, I also want to clarify the Four of Cups over here, because it's almost like this person is withdrawn, right? Still, kind of, even if you are with them. Look at this, the Fool wants to fly out, which is the Fool here. But I do feel like they can turn this around. But let's just see how this Four of Cups situation gonna progress. They maybe took some time to think, whatever, which I feel like you really don't like, if that's the case. Now, the Moon card here represents some kind of various feelings, maybe even subconscious ones. Let's clarify. The Moon, secrets, maybe some things they didn't tell you yet. I will take 10 cards for the Moon. Last but not least, I want to know what this person's plan is when it comes to your connection. Do they have one? What do they want to get out of this? What do they plan when it comes to you? We'll take 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 cards want to come out, so we'll take 7. And last but not least, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which it does show it's an offer. It's something, offering something, coming in with something. Let's see what it could be. Let's take, I want to take 5 cards for some reason. Let's see. 6. Okay. Link to the extent is going to be down below. Yes, for some of you, I feel like there might have been a situation where you had to, I don't know, wait for something to get to the place where you wanted to be. But let's see, let's take a look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up. Link to the extent is going to be down below. Love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.